Alright. Piss and Vinegar Day 28, I think. Delts and biceps. My favorite day of the week. A good day. So, warming up with a shoulder press. I've seen people do these before where they don't go all the way down to the front delt. And that's stupid because anytime you're exercising, you want a standardized range of motion. Otherwise, you are going to regress or progress on day-to-day or weekly basis, based off the fact that your reps are going to be inconsistent heights. So, if you're doing dumbbell presses, go all the way down. Unless you're like 6'5" with really long arms, in which case, try your very best to make sure that you're going, say, the exact same distance from your delt every single time. Yeah, and that applies to just about any exercise, especially the standard compound movements that you want to be doing the exact same every time. Alright, so working set to failure. This is 32 kilos, so pretty good. My dumbbell press is stronger than my overhead press, so on both, well, on my incline press, yeah, basically on both dumbbell variations are stronger than the barbells, so that's pretty crazy. I don't know. I've heard of it being that way on shoulder press, but I haven't heard of that being the case on like the flat barbell bench press. But anywho, that's pretty cool. It's all good. I think I get 10 reps here, so I'll be progressing up to 34 next week. So yeah, my dumbbell variations are all going up, even though I'm cutting, which is pretty fucking fantastic if you ask me. Normally it's body weight variations of things that go up, which for me actually went down, funnily enough. You know, a lot of people find they switch to calisthenics when they start cutting because that way they can make the benefit of being lighter. But personally, I find that my body weight movements actually kind of got weaker. So don't know what that's all about, but my dumbbell movements getting stronger, so that's cool bananas. Then I'll do a drop set with 18 kilos, so I drop like 14 kilos. I find with pressing variations, you need to do pretty big drops in order to get anything respectable as far as reps. And I was doing rest pauses there for a minute, but I found like half the time, especially on dumbbell presses, that on the rest pause, I would need like 30 or 40 seconds in between the set to then bang out another 2 or 3 reps. So I thought, fuck it, why not just do drop sets instead? I think I like the drop sets more. And yeah, these are pretty brutal. I feel these a lot in my front delt. I feel the barbell overhead press pretty decently in my front delts too. Unlike the flat barbell bench press, I don't feel that in my pecs at all. So all my vertical presses feel pretty good. And then moving on to side delts. Side delts are looking alright. You know, I have pretty fucked up side delts in the sense that I have very loose shoulder joints. So like, I kind of have like a sloped shoulder, but to mitigate that, I'm trying to get my side delts as strong and big as possible, and I've found that simply doing one set to failure has been far superior for my side delts than any other variation of training, sets or reps wise. So yeah, if you're having a hard time getting your side delts big, fuck the volume off, try some one set to failure work. Even if you're skeptical, even if you want to do volume work throughout the rest of the workout, if you're not seeing your side delts popping, try an experiment. Try doing side delts with one set to failure. I mean, obviously I'm doing a bunch of drop sets here, which equates to far more volume, but you get the gist. Basically, you're doing one all out set to failure, and then you add a drop set or two if you want to, or maybe some rest pauses, but you haven't got much to lose if you're not seeing gains already, so why not give that a go? Keep the rest of your workout the same if you're really that skeptical about high intensity. And these are fucked up brutal, doing these drop sets, doing them strict, that way my shoulders are giving out, and then I do some force reps at the end with my leg drive. So I'm getting a lot of reps in here, and this is probably the most drop setted movement that I do, just because the side delt's so important. If you add 1 centimeter of width to your side delts each, you have an entirely different physique. Like you can add a inch to your bicep and barely even notice it. You can add an inch to your chest, barely ever notice it. You add an inch to the width of your shoulders, it changes things drastically. So side delts, super important. I like to overkill these with a bunch of drop sets. And then I do a unilateral side delt variation too. So honestly, I probably give my side delts the most love out of any muscle, even though they're the smallest muscle realistically that I train. The side delt is a tiny muscle when you really think about it. It's minuscule. It's a very fractional part of the shoulder, but because of illusionary kind of leverages it gives you, it's very important. Then I move on to the side lateral. I recently got a spinning handle, so these feel way better now. I've been fucking around and just using normal grips, and that never really felt that great. So yeah, I tried out 15 kilos and that was way too heavy. I don't know what was going on here, but yeah, I had to go down to 10. I don't know if it may, you know what it is? It's the handle. The handle weighs a bit. I think that's what it is, because with the strap I used to be doing 15 and even 20 sometimes, but with the handle, yeah, the handle probably weighs 2.5 kilos, so or whatever it weighs. Anyway, so now I'm doing 5 seconds up, 5 seconds down with the side lateral raises, and I've decided to do, I've really cut my workout specificity down to 1 or 2 workouts per body part. So like my chest, I only have one workout, because there's so many movements on my chest that don't even fucking remotely do it for me. It doesn't float my boat in any really retrospect. So now I've just got 3 most bang for my buck movements for my chest. My delt variation day, I have 2 different variations for like my delts and biceps. Arm wrestling, I because I made a few more handles, I've got 2 variation days on my arm wrestling. Leg day, I have 2, but you know, I haven't got like 3 or 4 anymore, and I'm not dicking around experimenting with anything. I'm just going to go full on, keep everything exactly the same, and keep it very, very strict. No kind of straying from the path of the exercises and routine that I've created for myself from now on. So this will be good leading into my bulk in the next probably a month or so. I'm going to finish the cut in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Some people will be looking at me, oh, what do you mean you're finishing the cut? Like, you don't even have shredded abs yet. Well, I don't really care about being super lean. It's not really that big a deal for me. Maybe in the future when I've bulked up a few times and get like adequate amount of muscle mass for my happiness, I'll do a big fuck off cut and get down to say 10-12% body fat. But with my incredibly slow metabolism and my incredibly shitty fat stores, it is just not going to happen right now. I'm currently eating 1,300 calories a day at 80 kilos, or well, I'm 78 now. At 78 kilos, I'm 6 foot, I'm 78 kilos, I'm eating 1,300 calories. For a man with the fat-free mass index I have, who works 8 hours a day, who trains every single day, who does cardio every single day, you're looking at a maintenance calories about 2,000 calories. I'm not even close to that, so very difficult for me to cut. In the future, when I bulk up more, I'll have a faster metabolism from increased muscle mass, and then I'll get shredded then. Anyway, moved on to the strict curl, 40 kilos here. I have some pretty strong biceps, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know what the standards are here, because a lot of people don't do these. Like, everyone focuses on the bench, squat, and deadlift, but not many people do focus so much on their overhead press or their tricep extensions or the strength of their bicep curls. So these strict curls, I think I'm probably decently strong at these. Obviously, I have pretty decent bicep and tricep genetics compared to the rest of my body has trash fucking genetics. Like, I got blessed in one area, and then the rest just got totally fucking fucked on. But yeah, not bad here. 8 reps, 40 kilo strict curl. Do a few cheat reps at the end. I'll be keen to see where this bicep curl gets to when I start bulking. Hopefully I can get to a 60 kilo bicep curl by a year from now, so that'd be really good. Alright, and then I'm doing some 5 second up, 5 second down decline curls. You're going to see a lot more 5 second tempo training from here on out. I neglected it for a while, and I think I subconsciously neglected it because it's just so goddamn difficult to do. It's painful as shit, and obviously you can't lift as much weight, so I'm using 13s here. If I just did a normal rep tempo, I could probably use 20s, or like 18s or whatever it would be. So with this super strict form, you can do a fraction of the weight, but that's fine. The lactic acid burn up you get, the time and attention that you get from this, like if I was to just do this in a normal rep speed tempo, I'd get maybe, I don't know how many reps this is, but let's say it's 8, I would get probably 20 seconds of time and attention. Now I'm doing this with a 5 second tempo. If I get 8 reps, that's what, 40 seconds of time and attention. No, what's it? Math clearly isn't my strong suit. 80 seconds of time and attention. Doubled the time and attention essentially, or fuck, I'm really failing the math here. Quadrupled my time and attention from doing it in a 5-second tempo, and the burn's crazy, and there's no risk of injury because it's so much slower and controlled. So yeah, these are good. Leave your ego at the door, do some slow reps, get it burn, and then I do a few cheat reps at the end, just to really finish off the biceps brachii, and then I move on to a new experiment that I'm going to be starting. So you're going to see this with a few different muscle groups, maybe only one, I don't know, we'll see. But I'm doing this with my brachioradialis right now, so I start off with a weight that I can basically only do 1 or 2, maybe 3 reps with, and then I immediately start doing like basically what would be a 1 rep max, because I can't lift this, so I'm lifting it with my other arm to basically do a 1 rep max, or like the last rep of your set, where it's a full-on last rep to failure. I'm doing this for like 8 reps, so I'm basically doing that last set or rep to failure that you normally do, and doing it for a full set. So this is a new experiment. This way I'm recruiting every muscle fiber and motor neuron throughout the entire set, and it'll be curious to see what this does for the muscle parts that I decide to do this on. So far I'm thinking of doing this on my brachioradialis, and maybe another muscle that I can do unilateral form, because obviously I don't have a partner to train with, unfortunately, so I'll have to sit myself. So it'll have to be a muscle where I can do it unilaterally, so no lats, etc. But yeah, you can see by my expression, like, that shit is unbelievably painful, and like, you know how painful it is to do that last rep of the set? Well, try doing that for 8 more reps. So these are really cool. I think these might show some new gains, especially when I start bulking. So yeah, pretty cool. I was inspired to do these by one of those machines, one of those pneumatic tension machines, where basically it adjusts the tension relative to your output. So if you're outputting 100 pounds of pressure, it will give you like 80 or 90 pound of pressure. That way every single rep is like enough that you can complete the rep, but not enough that you could get another one. So each rep is a max out rep essentially. So I was like, well, how do I do that? Well, I can do that from home with my own arms. Yeah, it's agony doing this shit. Obviously the strength standardization on this is not going to be easy to do, but I'll figure it out. Anyway, now just posing, trying to figure out some new poses. I haven't looked anything up yet. I really should look up how to do some posing, but I'm just kind of fucking around, trying out just what comes to mind, basically. And then yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Piss and Vinegar. Peace.